Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Golden Thumbs Gaming. My name is Golden Thumbs, and today we have a very special guest. He goes by the name CouchParty, and he is the #1 ranked player on PS4 for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. That is the latest game in the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series as of 2020, and we dove right into the conversation. So you're ranked #1 in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 on PS4 specifically, right? Now,
yes.
What are you playing specifically in those games in order to rank? Because they're like online multiplayer, right?
Yeah. So it's basically an auto server. It picks random games for you to play. It'll be like Combo Mambo, where you get the biggest combo wins, or Score Challenge. Whoever reaches the score the fastest wins. And those games are constantly rotating along with the maps that are rotating. So it's just a complete auto server, and whoever wins those games gets a competitive win. And I been doing that pretty much since the game came out. So I'm ranked #1 at a little over 4,000 wins now.
4,000. So yeah, when there's 4,000 wins, there's a lot of people playing the game, especially in that time.
Yes,
right? It's a pretty short time frame that this has been going on.
Yep,
that's a big advantage. Having a lot of people playing the game.
Yeah.
Now, can you also be ranked #1 for specific game modes, or is it just overall?
So you can also rank for maps high scores. So each map has a high score leaderboard as well.
Okay.
So you can, just do a single rank session where you have 2 minutes to score as many points as you can, and whoever scores the most points within that time frame gets put up on the leaderboard. So I'm actually within the top 10 for all of the maps in the game.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I'm doing that and competitive wins. So
nice.
Trying to get my name out there as much as I possibly can. They keep seeing my name pop up. Maybe they want to click on my profile. You know what I mean?
Right. Do you have the same name on the game as you do on your social media?
No, I do not. The only it's my PSN name, which is Unique 1992.
Oh, okay.
So I have that as on my Twitch account. So that it's the same as my Twitch account, but other than that, it's CouchParty for everything else. So my YouTube, my Instagram, my TikTok. But I'm trying to kind of, show off my PlayStation name a bit more on this CouchParty channels, just so people can kind of recognize who I am.
Right. That's something you could probably throw that in your bio, like add me on PlayStation and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah.
So you're in a league on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about that. There's a Tony Hawk League, which I had no idea existed.
Yeah. Yep. So, it's basically a league where it's a seasonal league. So every Saturday we group together about 20 to 30 players, the best players on PlayStation, and we compete in game modes. We do 2 sets of maps, and whoever wins the most games in those rounds goes to the finals, which is at a created park created by the original creator of the Tony Hawk League. So he hosts that, and it's basically just single elimination rounds where whoever gets the most points wins. And I'm currently leading in points for that right now.
Super cool.
Not by much, but I'm hanging on for now.
Well, that's what makes it competitive, right? When you get to the point where you're like, oh boy, otherwise if you were just blowing away the competition, it sort of loses the fun, right?
Right. Yeah, it's definitely gotten more interesting as it's grown, because more people are catching on. So like, oh, really? So I'm gonna not too, and it's definitely making it rougher for me. I've been in there since the first week, so I'm noticing better and better players coming in. It's like, oh man, I got to really bring my A game every week.
Isn't that interesting? How you had no idea these other people existed, and now they're coming in and they're like giving you a run for your money. That's what. That'll really push you to stay the best. That'll really push you to stay on top of yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of the players that are coming into it, I actually do know them. We're from there's a kind of an underground Tony Hawk community where all the old players, we have our own Discord and stuff, and they're all just kind of catching on to this league that's on PlayStation, because most of them are on PC, but now they're coming to PlayStation to participate in the league. And now it's getting a lot more interesting because those players are really good. So it's definitely giving me a run for my money, but it's been really fun. with the challenge and all.
Very cool, man. You had a video on
Hmm.
your page where Tony Hawk was watching and commenting on your video.
Hmm.
Where did that come from?
So there was actually a PlayStation specific contest for this. You were supposed to just post your clips on Twitter, and he would pick the top 15 to win a prize. And I ended up getting one of his signed boards. So, they
That's
created a video of him commentating and all that, and, went from there. And it's just
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, really
Considering
exciting.
how large that game is and how much that
Yeah,
game has like changed his life, that's pretty cool to
yeah,
have him
no
comment with
kidding.
you.
Oh, I know, dude. It was a total dream come true. Like I've been playing this game since I was like 8 years old. So him talking over my gameplay is like totally nuts to me.
Jeez.
And then I got a board signed by him to boot. So really,
Right,
really,
right. That is awesome, dude.
yeah.
So you are in a clan, right? Named Fun,
Yes. Yep.
Phun.
Yep.
How's what tell me about that. What is like you guys' motive? What are you guys doing?
So we're just a group of friends. We started this clan in 2009, actually. We wanted to just have a good time in the game because it was at the point where like all the servers were starting to shut down, and there really wasn't many people playing online anymore. We got to the point where we're actually creating our own servers to play online still, and yeah, we just liked hanging out and making videos, and we ended up creating 5 full-length team videos, and we just kind of mess around. We have our like little funny clips, but we also have like really impressive stuff too, and we're just really good friends, and we still hang out and talk to this day. I'm always talking with them, so it's a good group of people to have, push you and keep you motivated to play the game.
It's pretty fun to watch a group of people play the game, right? 'Cause there's a big
Yeah,
difference between just watching one person go ham and then watching
yeah.
others like all sort of play off of each other.
Yeah, yeah, we got a bunch of different styles. It's kind of like the real skateboarding video take where, you got just different video parts, and it all comes together in one thing, and it's pretty fun, pretty great. I love it.
Well, that's where I think the content creation is going for the skate games is people trying to replicate real life.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, the way that Tony Hawk is played, it can, the realism of it can never replicate real life. But
Right.
the way you edit it and you have people in parts and sort of being together, the characters being
Hmm.
together, things like that, that can start to feel more like, real, right? Like it's sort of
Yeah,
like simulating what goes on.
right.
Um, and I feel like I'm seeing that a lot with Skater XL, where people
Oh,
are making the. I don't know if you've watched any parts from
no,
that, but
no. I really need to check that out though. I
well,
didn't
the
realize
thing
what's
that
going on with
people
that
are
scene.
doing is like they're filming in a way that and they're not doing anything crazy. They're just doing these
Okay.
regular tricks with
Yeah.
this filming that feels like you're watching a real person. Like
That's so cool.
if the
Okay.
graphics were there, you wouldn't know what's real and
Think
what's not.
right. That's so cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. That's so. Do you like so when it comes to the Tony Hawk games?
Hmm.
I get what as they put out the new games. I get what they're doing, where they're sort of enhancing the graphics, they're making it
Hmm.
look better, but they're
Right.
keeping the same look and feel. Like at the end of the day, it still looks and feels like it did in the original games, right?
Yes, exactly.
Do you prefer that?
Yes, I do. Actually, within the last 10 years, they've been trying to like innovate and like change the way we play the game, and everyone hated it. Like it's been really rough for the series. Nobody's really been into it until now. Like this new game, they finally realized like, hey, we got to go back to our old ways. Otherwise, people are just never going to play our games again. And
Wow.
yeah, they ended up, really looking into the engine that they used to use, and they just polished it up real nice, and it feels so much like the older games to where I can just pick it up and play it like it's not a problem at all. And I just hit the ground running with it.
Interesting. So a lot of it comes down to the controls then, where if you
Hmm.
can how to play the originals, right? But then if it keeps
Hmm.
evolving every time, then you have to
Yeah,
relearn the controls.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
don't want to relearn the controls. I totally get that.
Right. Yeah, they got to the point where they were using, I don't know if you know, but they use like virtual boards where you stand on it and try to flick tricks, and it was so bad, man. It was like a Wii board or something like that.
Oh, I remember I had that at one point, and it was
Oh,
the
okay.
worst experience of my
Yeah.
life.
Right. Like that's not a Tony Hawk game, they should have called it.
Right.
But, that's the direction it went, and it kind of ruined it for everybody. So now they're kind of reverting back.
Well, the Skate franchise had that happen where in the first game the controls were a lot different than the second game, and
Oh,
then the
okay.
third game was a lot different than the first and second. But it was better, right? It was always improving.
Improving.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Skate 3 was way better than Skate 2 and Skate 1, right? In
Okay. Yeah.
terms of the controls. So in that case, it made sense for the controls to change. But I could see how
Yeah.
in your case it wouldn't make sense for that to happen.
Yeah, well, they already went through a few. There's Pro Skater 1, 2, 3, and that's where they were starting to add all the mechanics like reverts and manuals and stuff. And those are welcome, like those are great things to be added. But
Yep.
once they mastered their formula, they still kept trying to push it, and it just got weird. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, just pump the brakes. You had it right. Just go back to what you were doing.
Right.
And they did it with this one, and it's a really great game. I'm having so much fun with it.
Good. Good.
Hmm.
Now, who is Tony Hawk Pro Skater on YouTube?
Hmm.
Do you know him?
I have had short conversations with him. He's actually the guy who, um, like you see the demos right in the beginning of the game, where if you wait too long, it'll show a player like skating around or whatever, just
Right.
for the sake. And yeah, he was the guy that did the testing for the game, and he was just a really, really good player back in the day. And they ended up hiring him to test the games, and now he's like a senior developer and everything.
Okay.
So he got hired from just being good at the game, and now he's doing it for his career, and it's really cool.
Okay. Interesting. I've seen him popping up lately on YouTube,
Yeah, yeah,
and especially for that game, right? And okay, so he explained something similar to that in one of his videos. Okay, where he had been posting clips of himself online, and they had
yeah.
noticed them. That's interesting for somebody to really get picked up by a game like that for
I
being
know,
good.
man. That's a completely lucky chance. I mean, he's really good at the
Yeah.
same time, but there's so many good players out there at the same time, and it's like he just got lucky,
Yeah,
and now he's
sure.
doing it for real. It's cool.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? I mean, he earned it, but there is luck involved to be noticed, right?
Yeah,
Because
right.
there's a lot of people who can be really good at these games,
Yeah,
and so it worked out well. That's pretty cool. So he's growing.
yeah,
He's at like I don't know, like 10,000 YouTube subscribers. But your
yeah,
fun your
yeah.
fun team is growing too, right? You guys are at like 7,000 YouTube subscribers.
That is actually the Tony Hawk Pro Skaters videos community channel. So
Oh, okay, gotcha.
everyone from the entire community posts or sends in their clips to this guy named Seawalker,
Oh,
and he ends up uploading them. And we have like premieres and everything. Like we'll set it so we go live and everybody watches it together. It's a really cool experience. But
that's an interesting idea.
yeah, that's the entire um, community's effort.
I've never seen. I don't. I've never known of anybody else to do that on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. He just has everybody send him his stuff, and he uploads it for everyone. And
Huh.
it's kept this community alive for sure. Because without it, there was real no basis for watching our videos and stuff. It's a nice hub.
Well, that's the thing is, I didn't realize there was such a fan base for this game. When you start seeing thousands of YouTube subscribers, um,
Hmm.
I didn't realize there was such a fan base going on where people are. I mean, it's one thing for people to play it, right? It's a huge game.
Yeah,
Obviously, it has a huge base of players, but I didn't
yeah,
realize that was transferring online to where people are watching content around it.
yeah, yeah. That's kind of the main deal now. Is if we're not creating content, we're kind of just sitting around, and the community just wouldn't stay alive. So the content kind of inspires other people to try new things, and we all come up with our own techniques and stuff like that, and people learn them, and then we try to apply it to their videos, and it's just really cool how it's growing.
So, what is your approach with creating content now, and what do you see yourself doing? Is it just about making parts and just playing the game, putting some music to it, or do you want to transition into something more than that?
Yeah, for now it's pretty much just creating the video parts, creating our team videos. I'm really into that right now, but I do want to grow, and that's why I went to TikTok. I'm trying to just do what I can to show that, Tony Hawk is still a community and it's alive and well, and we're still making content, but it's not as quite as popular as it used to be, but trying to make something out of it. So by being on TikTok, I'm trying to show people what it's about.
Well, that's the thing. I think it could have a lot of potential on there because
Hmm.
I mean, you already have the proof of concept with the one video, and then
Hmm.
the other thing is like everybody knows what that game is, right? Like
Right,
every millennial has
exactly.
played that game, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
every parent of a kid has played that game or seen
yeah.
somebody playing that game. So
Goes way back. Yeah.
yeah, so it really just comes down to having it get out there and get promoted. Um,
Hmm.
are you the only person on TikTok that's playing that game right now?
Oh man, I wish I wasn't, but yeah, pretty much the only consistent creator for Tony Hawk Pro Skater, period, which is a good and bad thing for myself. Currently, the 1+2 hashtag for the new game is at 3 million views, and I have about 2.5 million of that. So
Ooh.
I pretty much own that hashtag at this point, and it
Right.
cool, but at the same time, I really wish I had some peers. You know what I mean? It's like I got nobody to really bounce off of. I'm just trying to do my own thing, and it's cool that I'm getting to meet other, skate video game content creators like you and Skate 3 Tommy, because it's like I can kind of get ideas from you guys, but for the most part, I'm on my own island.
Right, right. Which I think it could be good for you, but it's a
Yeah,
shame. It's too bad for the community, right? Because you'd like it to be larger
right.
on there.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
wanna I wanna share it,
and the more
but
creators that you have coming together, the easier it's going to be to grow. Or at least
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
that's our hypothesis, right? With the people I've
yeah.
spoke to, we've talked about how can we all sort of come together somehow and you know just grow the community larger, right?
Yeah, instead of making it just about one specific game, you could make it about the entire skateboarding, genre as a
Right.
whole. And I think that would be a good way to do it.
Yep. And I think there's a lot of interest in it, right? I mean, you think about how
Yeah,
many people have played all of these games. It's a lot,
yeah,
right? It's
absolutely.
not just
Absolutely.
skateboarders. It's people who have
Yeah,
never picked up a
get
skateboard in
into
their
it.
lives.
I know.
It's made people go pick up a skateboard and start doing it.
Oh, I know it did for me. That's what happened when I started skateboarding. I saw the little demo videos of like Rodney Mullen and stuff, and I was like, man,
Mm-hmm.
skateboarding's so cool. I want to learn it myself, and ended up doing that from the game.
Yep.
So
Well, those demo videos, those were the coolest part of
yeah,
any skateboarding video game, and I wish more of them
uh,
would do it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They actually brought it back with a new one, so I'm glad they did that. They still got new parts and stuff. I mean,
Good.
a lot of old clips from the older skaters, but they have new parts.
Yeah. See, that's something that I think the Skate franchise tried to do, like with Skate 3, but it was just like it was just like characters in the game. You know what I mean? Which,
Did they have pro skaters in those games, or was it just the
well,
characters?
I guess in terms of like the demo clips that show up before you actually
Uh,
load the game, right? Like in Tony Hawk, it's showing Rodney Mullen, people like that, right?
yeah,
But in
yeah.
Skate 3, it was just showing like characters of the game. And it wasn't really showing like
Okay,
real video clips. You know what I mean? Like
oh
true skateboarding. I think
yeah,
I think that plays a big role in making people want to skate because it shows them this is
yeah.
what it's really like. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. You sort of
Uh
fall into this. You fall in love with skateboarding when you see those demo videos at the beginning of the
huh.
game.
Right, right. And, like for Tony Hawk's, for example, it's not the most realistic thing, but you pair it up with, playing the characters in the game and then watching the video of that character, it's like, oh wow, this guy's really cool. Like I want to skate like them, or.
Exactly. Now, is there anything you need to do to your character to make him perform better than he would by default?
Yeah, so you just have to play the career mode. There are stat points you collect. So they'll just be floating around the level, and you just gotta jump up to that area, and you'll get the stat point. And then once you collect all the stat points in the game, you just apply them to your character, and there you go. But online, it doesn't matter. They have everybody maxed out just for fairness sake, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah. But if you're playing offline, you need those stat points.
Well, that's good. Well, so yeah, so okay. So I like that
Hmm.
from like a fairness standpoint when you're playing
Hmm.
multiplayer where everybody's just maxed out. Is there a way
Yeah.
to, change the stance of your character and the size of their wheels, like things like that? Can you get
Uh,
granular like that or not?
you can change the stances, but yeah, as far as the creative skater goes, it is not nearly as good as it used to be because you can't change scales. Like you can't make them taller or shorter, or skinnier, or fat, or
Okay,
you can't do any of that anymore. Which was a big thing in the old games. I mean, they don't even have sunglasses in this game. A lot of people are like complaining about little stuff like that and the cosmetics and all that, and it's like,
sure.
I understand. And, this game did release as a $40 game. I have to keep that in mind. So,
Right. That's a big thing to keep in mind, right? Because it could have
yeah,
released at 60, and I think the games are starting to
right,
go up to 70 now, which is
right, exactly.
ridiculous.
So being at $40, I think it was half of like an excuse to not put it in everything and half of like a PR move because
Mm,
Tony Hawk's been going down the drain and they want people to play their game again.
sure.
And it worked. It was their fastest selling Tony Hawk game ever.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, so they got on the right track. It's just now they need to keep this momentum, and I hope that they add DLC to this game, but there's just no sign of communication, like I said before, and I'm assuming that they're working on something new. They're just trying to get it alive again with this entry.
Yeah, that seems to be more their approach with the games is just continuously putting out new games
Yeah, yeah,
rather than making the game last.
yeah,
Which is interesting,
yeah.
right? Like with Skate 3, it was like there was a lot of downloadable content. There was a lot of
Hmm.
parks you could download. So in
Okay,
theory, you could play that game forever because there's so many parks that you can choose from if you were to download a
yeah,
lot of things, stuff like that. But with
that's
Tony
cool.
Hawk, they're just trying to put out new games, which I think is
Yeah,
fine. I think it's an
hmm,
interesting approach, right? Because they're able to improve each time. But then
yeah.
that sort of bit them in the ass the last time, right? Where they just over evolved the formula.
Yeah, right. That's Activision for you. They like to release things every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they just try to push for that. And I feel like that's kind of what's holding back the actual developer of the game, Vicarious Visions. They want to add more to it, but I gotta wonder how much Activision plays a part in allowing them to or not. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, so we'll see though.
Hmm.
Mm.
So okay, this is I what I
Mm.
like I like
Mm.
I like what you're doing on there. Um,
Thank-
I've seen your videos, and so you're in your videos. You're just using sound of the game. You're using text on the screen to describe what you're
yeah,
doing. Um,
right.
have you thought about using narration, like narrating over the videos?
Yeah, I actually have. That's been a big thing I wanted to add to my page because I feel like I don't have a personality on there. I'm just a guy playing the game. So I want to definitely add that narration to give it more of a somebody you're following, a personality, like I said before, Skate 3 Tommy, he does it right in my eyes. He talks over some of them, he does crazy stuff on others. And, I kind of want to go in that direction a bit. I'm definitely learning from other creators. So narration would be the next step for me. I've noticed every time I put music on a video, it seems to not do as well. Like the original sound seems to be better for me. So I don't know.
That's
I'm not
interesting.
sure if that's just algorithm or what it is, but yeah, every time I add a music, it doesn't do as well.
Well, I think that's I could imagine that being specific to the Tony Hawk games because there are some pretty cool
Hmm.
sounds that come along with
Right.
that game.
Those special sounds and just hearing all the grinds and manuals and stuff. It is a good sounding game.
Yeah, it keeps like piquing the brain. You know what I mean? It keeps the brain
Yeah.
interested.
Right. Right. I think that's the psychology behind it all.
Right. Well, that's the thing with TikTok is it's almost like this is a psychology game where you're trying to figure out
Hmm.
what is going to hook people, what's going to
Right.
keep them watching.
Yeah, yeah, you got to get them right off the jump, otherwise they'll move on to the next one. It's just how it goes.
Yep, that's what I've noticed. I for a while I was getting a lot of trick requests in the comments of my videos. So people would say, do this, do a 900, blah, 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 right?
Hmm.
So it's like, how do
Hmm.
you do it? And so in the video, I
Yeah.
would always start it off with, So I got a request, and I would name it the
Uh-huh.
trick, right? And
Right.
but I got to a point where, and it was working originally, right? It was catching people's attention, and they were
Okay.
watching the video. But then the views started to go down, and
Hmm.
I noticed somebody commented. They said, "You know, it's about to get real when you hear, so I got a request." So it's like people had
Uh,
caught on to what I was saying. They knew what I was saying. And while they liked it, I think when people know what they're going to get, they're easy to
uh-huh.
they're quick to skip over the video, right?
Oh,
So I
okay.
think people
Okay.
got too, this is all just guesses, right? Because nobody really knows what's
Hey,
going on.
no,
But
it's good to know though.
right. So I think people got
Yeah.
too used to what they were seeing and what they were hearing
Okay.
from me, right? So then I
Gotcha.
switched it. Now my hook is, all right, boys. And then
Yeah.
saying that caught people. That now those videos have popped off. Right? I just did like two of
Huh.
those, and each of them did 100,000 views. So it's like,
Wow.
all right, that caught people. But now I'm like, that one, I'm gonna end up overusing that one.
Right, right. You got to keep coming up
Gotta
with new
keep
little.
coming up with new hooks.
Huh. That's interesting though. Yeah, I did see a few of your videos. They like the four times impossible one. I think was one example
Oh right.
of people just requesting things, and I think that's really cool that you go and do it and you reply to the video.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a good way to get views.
Well, that's another thing is I think TikTok likes when you use their features. Right, like when
Right.
you
That's
like,
what
so with that one, I'm going to the comment, I'm holding down on it and hitting reply, right? And so you're like replying
uh-huh.
to the comment. I just have a feeling that they like when you use their features because it helps promote that feature to other people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to get into that more. I've noticed like stitching and duets and stuff.
Right.
But is there a way to uh like use that feature without having to record on your phone? Because I haven't been able to find it. Like it seems like you have to use a
Oh,
recording instead of your actual video clip to respond. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you're right.
So
Yeah, I feel like with
that
this,
that's been one thing holding me back.
yeah, with a duet, yeah, you would definitely have to do that, I guess.
Hmm.
And probably with a stitch. I haven't tried a stitch yet.
Yeah,
I would like to do a
yeah,
stitch with your Tony Hawk video, where I play your
that'd be
Tony
cool.
Hawk video, and then I do my own video after
Do
it,
so.
like talking about the
Yeah,
podcast, right?
man. Yeah, we could bounce off each other, man. That would be great. I would love to like collaborate with people and just, grow together because we are a specific niche
Yep,
as a skateboarding video game genre.
yep. I'm always trying to find something interesting to promote the episodes, right? Like I had
Hmm.
this one guy on, and then he made a quick little video, like saying like, "Hey, this was on Golden Thumbs podcast," and so
Uh,
I do edit his video, and I was
uh,
riding down a street, and I just started pouring ocean spray juice all over my face. Like, it was a really funny idea, right? And it got a lot of laughs from the people who saw it,
yeah.
but
uh,
TikTok didn't push the video.
oh man, why
And
not?
I
Like,
know, right? I was like, this is gonna be what a great way to promote it. But then they don't
yeah.
they don't end up pushing the video.
Oh,
I'm
geez.
ruined the
Yeah,
white
I,
shirt. I ruined the shirt, some
all for
socks,
that.
some
Yeah,
pants.
yeah, man. They should have gave you some views over that.
Yeah. Oh, it was all in my hair, dude. Oh my god.
Hey, you gotta go crazy for the people though.
Right. That's the other thing is I think TikTok is looking at the content of the video and thinking, is this like, so anytime I post something that isn't the skater app game that I play, they don't push
Uh-huh.
the video. So like when I poured the ocean spray in my face, it wasn't the skater app game.
It's a skate game.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like they've like picked my niche for me.
They know.
This is what
Right.
you
Yeah.
do.
I'm noticing that myself too. It's like I mean I tried to post a video of myself skateboarding for the 5,000 followers
Right.
and it got some views, but it's like nowhere near what I was getting for playing the actual game, and it is what it is, I guess. I feel locked in now, to
Exactly.
say the
You are
least.
locked in.
Yeah. So they know what gets the views,
They
I guess.
Right. Well, like we were saying, it's all about the virality on there, you know. So I guess if they
Yeah.
know this is what works, then that's what works.
Yeah. Yeah. My fate was sealed after my very first video, I feel like. Which is fine. It's my favorite game of all time, but coming up with the ideas has been a challenge.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's the thing is the
Hmm.
creativity behind it. Um,
Yeah.
I'm finding that it's easier for me to rant, and then the videos perform better if I just rant
Hmm.
about random things.
Okay.
Like I had made a video, I had some comments on a video where people were like, "Oh, you're just flicking the controls. You don't know what you're doing." Like, come
Yeah.
on, guys.
Oh, dude, I can relate too well.
So I made a whole video ranting about how it's all very intentional and calculated. I'm not just
Uh-huh.
flicking the controls around, right?
Yeah.
And so, but then that video ended up getting pushed, and then
Oh, okay.
I thought, let me try that again. So I made another video recently where I was saying, I was ranting about how I noticed if a video is watched for 22 seconds or more,
Mm,
TikTok promotes it to people who don't follow me. But if the watch
yeah.
time is less than 22 seconds, then they only show it to my followers.
Oh, yep. I remember that video. I think you were jumping like El Toro or something, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
So the average watch time on that was 27 seconds, and they ended up pushing it to new people.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's like now I'm like now now I'm wondering if I've locked myself into another hole where it's like now I have to play this game and I have to get an average watch time above 22 seconds.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, that seems to be their formula. They're all about the watch time. It seems like likes don't mean anything at this point.
Right,
I,
right. Because that's
you know.
you're absolutely right. Because what'll happen is if I get a video that just goes to my followers, the like ratio will be like 1 to 5, right? Like one like for
Uh-huh.
every 5 views. But if it goes to
Right.
non-followers, it's 1 to 10.
Huh.
Are you seeing? What are you seeing? What kind of like ratio are you getting?
Whew. It varies a lot. I'm getting around 2 to 3 thousand views per video and around 2 to 300. So it is like,
10%.
yeah,
Yeah.
about 10%. Yeah. So that's just an average, but here and there I'll get videos that go, from between 20 to 50,000 views.
Right.
And I'm a bit smaller of a creator, so I'm still trying to bump up the views.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. It's odd to me how a video could, like let's say, you have a video where the like ratio is 20%, but that still gets less views than a video where the like ratio
mhm.
is 10%. Like you're saying, like they don't
Yeah,
care
right.
about the
Yeah,
likes.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't quite understand how their algorithm works with likes, but it doesn't seem to be too much of a factor
Right.
because I don't know.
And I don't think they care about comments either, because on that video from El Toro, it ended up with
Uh-huh.
6,000 comments with all people dropping a
Uh,
thumbs up emoji. Because at the end of the video, I said drop a thumbs up emoji in the comments.
oh, nice.
So
Hey,
six
that's a good
thousand
idea.
of them, but you would
Wow.
think with 6,000 comments, it would go further. You know what I mean? That you would think they would push the
Yeah.
video more.
Hey, well, if you mentioned that at the end of the video, it goes to showing people were actually watching the entire thing. So that's
Right.
cool.
Well,
That's a good
and
idea.
that was just one of those videos where I was ranting. So I think it's just
Mm.
I don't know. It's something about like a video that's less polished. I think is just more relatable to people. I'm assuming, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and then they're more likely to just sit around.
As funny as that works, yeah. Some
It was so funny. I was telling my friend. They said, I think the tonality plays a role too. If I come off really strong and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, you
Mhm.
guys? I'm going to show you how to do this." Like people,
Yeah.
those videos don't do as well as me just sort of talking with a regular voice. And he was like,
Huh.
"Isn't it crazy how like we had AIM like not too long ago, and now we're worried about the tonality of our voice and how that's gonna."
Right. Affect your overall video
Yeah,
views and all that.
exactly.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm absorbing all this, man. I've only been on TikTok for 2 months, so I'm trying to, learn everything I can when it comes to narration and just how to make videos in general. So
Right. Well,
good.
I
Oh,
think you've got a good niche, and I
yeah.
think for your sake, it's good that you're one of the only people on there that's making content, right? And then because that's just going to help you grow.
Yeah.
And as you get more views on those hashtags, like the ones where it's like 3 million views on a hashtag, but you're two
Uh,
thirds of them. I think as you get
yeah.
more views on those hashtags, it's just going to help it perform better. I don't, you know what I mean? I think they're just going to be able to find
Yeah.
more people who have liked your videos. I think it's going to work out in the end.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I mean, I feel like that's what TikTok is doing is they see that I own that hashtag essentially,
Yep.
and they're just pushing it to people because of that fact. And it's like, okay, I'll take it. But
Right.
at the same time, I really do hope that more people start creating videos, and it'd just be nice to see another Tony Hawk player get 1 million views.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I could talk to them, and
Yep.
but it is what it is for now. I will try my best and work it myself.
Yeah, right.
Only TikTok
Well,
page.
it's also just about reaching out to other creators that you know and just like sort of
Hmm.
encouraging them to try it. You know what I mean? Because that's what happened with
Right.
me, where there was,
Good point.
yeah, there was this guy who he plays a different skate app. He plays True Skate, but he reached
Okay.
out to me. He's like, "Dude, you got to get on TikTok. It's there's just so much more opportunity." Because at that point, I was
Yeah.
only posting on Instagram, right? And so he's like,
Oh,
TikTok has so much more potential than Instagram. So
yeah.
it was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So sometimes people just need the idea. you know
Right. Hey, that's what happened with me too. My brother was posting on TikTok for guitar videos, and he's like, "Yeah, you should totally post on TikTok for your skateboard, your Tony Hawk videos. Like, you do insane stuff." And I'm like, "All right, I'll try it." And it worked first try, and he's getting all like salty over it because now I'm like way bigger than him. But he's like, "All right, whatever, dude. I quit TikTok." So he's on Instagram now, and he's doing pretty well. But it was just funny how it worked out that way
that is
because I wasn't gonna do it.
that is
But
beginner's luck at its finest, man.
oh yeah, man,
Oh my
I know.
god,
It's like, yeah,
that's too funny.
it is. But hey, I'll take it, man.
Yeah, right.
Run with it.
Do you think TikTok, so obviously you like TikTok, what do you think about Twitch for creating Tony Hawk content?
So it's going okay. I actually did make a Twitch account for it.
Okay,
I just got to affiliate, which is cool.
nice.
I'm trying to set up my page a little bit more so it's more unique. Put the green screen, get the nice overlays and all that stuff.
Sure.
But I'm just try to get a bit of a following for this now because I know people that would follow me. But later on, I think I want to take it to other skateboarding games or just other games in general because currently the views on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 is around like maybe 200 a day viewers.
Okay,
You know what I mean? It's not so big,
sure.
so it's like that's everybody. So
Right.
uh, yeah, so it has like 45,000 people following the actual page, but they don't watch us so much after the first month or so the game's been out because, like I said, they haven't really been creating new content. They haven't been keeping it really that fresh, so people kind of fell off.
It's a new
But
world where the developers have to consider the social media aspect of the game.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
and I don't think that's happened yet. I think a lot of them, they all understand obviously that they need to be on social media, but they're not
Mhm.
considering it from that perspective, right? Where they have to keep new content coming out in order to keep the content relevant and interesting.
Right. And that's why this whole Tony Hawk Pro League thing started up to, bring people back into the game and show those companies that we're trying to do something legit here and, give us more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we're really just doing it on our own and we're trying to make something out of it. And hopefully they start noticing stuff like that and they really continue to feed us more content because it's pretty important at this point. We want to stick around, but who knows how long that'll be for,
Right. Well,
especially.
yeah, absolutely. And it becomes harder and harder to stick with it when there's no viewers, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
don't make content specifically for the views, but we make content to entertain people, and you can't entertain
Yeah.
people if it's not being seen.
Right. And it's just really unmotivating for a lot of people. And I know it has been for myself at times. And
Yep.
that's why this thing with TikTok is like, wow, I have never seen anything like this. And it's been a huge motivator for me because I'm actually getting some interaction and, talking with people about it.
Yep.
It's just been really cool.
And you only have 5,000 more followers to go, and then you'll be able to join the Creator Fund.
Yeah, that's been a huge goal for me. I'm really trying to get that going. And once I do, I'm going to try to do a lot more live streams
Oh, okay.
and stream the actual game.
That
So,
would be sick.
yeah. Yeah, I might go this route for live streaming for now and see how many people can convert over from here to Twitch, but only some people do that.
You should definitely put your Twitch your link to your Twitch in your TikTok bio.
Yeah, I actually did just recently, like a
Okay.
couple days ago. So yeah, it's up there now. I wish I would have done it earlier. I didn't know about it. It does it not allow like new creators to put a link in there,
I
or
think you have to have a certain. I don't know, honestly.
I thought it was like 1,000 followers or something because my wife makes TikTok videos and she can't do it.
Okay, yeah,
So
it must be the number of followers then.
I'm figuring. So
Well, hey,
mm,
thank you for coming on Couch Party. This has been a lot of fun, man.
yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. And it's cool getting to know you and Skate Through Tommy and a few other creators. Like I'm just trying to create as many relationships as I can. So
Yep. I'm gonna pass you on to this other guy too, named Skate Jordy Skate.
oh,
He's big on True
name.
Skate, but he's got a lot of insights and knowledge about TikTok and all that. So he'd be a good
Man,
person
that'd
for you
be great.
to hear from too.
That would be great, man. I really appreciate that because, like I said, I'm trying to meet as many people as I can, and I've seen his page before, so I'm definitely down to get to know him and anyone else.
For sure. For sure.
Hmm.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for joining,
Yeah,
and thank you everybody
yeah,
for listening. This has been another
yeah.
episode of Golden Thumbs Gaming, and together we will become the #1 podcast in gaming.